Hey everybody, welcome to Mortgage Today for Wednesday, September 4th, 2024, and oh, what a day it was. UMBS were up 3 basis points in early trading. S&P futures were down 20.5 points. Stocks were lower this morning after Nvidia announced the Department of Justice is conducting an antitrust investigation against the company. MBS and bonds were up. As a result, bonds and MBS were up. Construction spending fell 0.3% in July, which was below expectations. Private residential construction fell 0.4% in July, while public residential construction fell 2.6%. The manufacturing economy continued to contract in August, albeit at a slower pace, according to the ISM Manufacturing Survey. While still in contractionary territory, the U.S. manufacturing activity contracted slower compared to last month. Demand continues to be weak. Bottom line, while manufacturing doesn't have the impact it used to on the U.S. economy, it is still important in gaining demand, and slowing demand gives Fed an added concern. Before it was worried about inflation and not a slowing economy, the purpose of cutting rates was to maintain a steady state of financial restriction in order to cool inflation. With the economy appearing to weaken, the restrictive monetary policy is no longer appropriate, and they might have to cut more aggressively just to get it back to neutral. We are starting to see the Fed funds futures price in a bigger chance of a 50 basis point cut in September, and the December futures see 100 basis points in cuts as the most likely outcome. That is crazy. Job openings came in at 7.673 million versus 8.1 forecast. Last month was revised to 7.91 million from 8.18 million. Job quits came in at 3.277 versus 3.282. Lower is better for bonds on that number. Wednesday ended up being almost exclusively about the job openings data in the morning. Bonds were fairly flat before that and rallied sharply afterwards. Once the initial reaction ran its course in mere minutes, the rest of the day was uneventful drift in the rate-friendly direction. Yields hit the 3 p.m. close several basis points under the 3.8 technical level on the 10s, which makes it a bit of a lead-off to whatever extent you are planning on the 3.8 to 4 range remaining intact until Friday's job report. In other news, the yield curve uninverted at times. Wow, it's been a while. A fact that means nothing about the future, even though you'll certainly see claims to the contrary. UMBS closed the day up 23 basis points at 101.10. The 10-year closed at 3.755. Once again, at the end of the day, the 210s was 0.01. But we are still up there in that same familiar range with the ceiling at 101.15 and the floor down there at 100.